and thanks for joining me. Before we get started, I have to remind you that I am not a financial advisor and this is definitely not financial advice. Please do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only, and this is purely my opinion. So, today we're talking about Bitcoin Satoshis Vision, how to get it, where to store it, and some key facts surrounding the project. So, let's get started. Bitcoin Cash SV, or simply Bitcoin SV, is a cryptocurrency created in 2018. It is the result of a software upgrade to the Bitcoin Cash BCH protocol that resulted in a hard fork. Bitcoin SV is currently number 34 on the crypto market. And it's also very hard to find. It's not on many exchanges, and you're definitely not going to find it on Coinbase. So why is this project so unpopular and hard to find? Well, that's a lot to fit into a single video, but I'm going to skim over in case any of you are new. There are definitely a lot of negative claims surrounding this crypto project, like Craig Wright has been a con artist for a long time, or there's no development activity or sheltered development, that it's not open source, that it's a ridiculous coin, and that kind of describes a lot of projects, but let's address some of these. Craig Wright is a scam. Well, Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre could have gone for a scam of some kind, a pump and dump scheme or some type of Ponzi, and it would have cost them a hell of a lot less money. Well, they didn't. Instead, they told us their intentions early, and they invested into the most difficult and least profitable infrastructure of Bitcoin. They bought miners, built facilities, and set themselves up to solo mine BSV, being one of the most costly endeavors in the cryptosphere in quite some time. Now, last I checked, con artists don't usually act in this fashion. No development activity and sheltered development, well, they are far from keeping people out. They have instead seen an enormous amount of developers leaving Ethereum, Litecoin, and various other projects because of the development possibilities created at BSV. It's not open source. Well, it is open source. This GitHub repository provides open source software to enable the use of Bitcoin SV. BSV also utilizes Turing complete scripts and some of the best code in the industry. BSV is a ridiculous coin. While keeping Bitcoin small is kind of ridiculous and biased, it opens the door for side streams to profit. Side streams are not blockchains, like the company Blockstream. It is also not a foundation. They rarely are. It is a for-profit business. This type of model leaves the door open for huge corporations and financial systems that Bitcoin was designed to challenge. Bitcoin was purposely broken so solutions and profit could be had. This makes for middlemen and a centralized system. You're not supposed to need a fraud department or a credit card processor for Bitcoin. Not to get too far off track, let's talk about the wallets and where to keep your newly acquired BSV coins. And there are quite a few places to store them, and I'm not going to name them all, but I will give you some examples. Centb.com, handcash.io, which is great if you want to use Twetch, relayx.io, Exodus wallet, and Electrum, which will allow you to sync a hardware wallet. And where do you even buy this ridiculous coin? Well, you can get it on KuCoin, FloatSV, CoinSquare, Coinify, CoinGate, or buyatbsv.com. KuCoin being the easiest for Americans who don't want KYC for small daily withdrawals. I am currently buying on KuCoin and sending to Exodus until I can set up an Electrum wallet linked to my Ledger device. Many major exchanges have delisted BSV, even as recently as OKCoin, stating that it's confusing for its investors that they use a similar logo as Bitcoin. Seems like a bad excuse to me, or it's something personal. Binance delisted it, calling Craig Wright a scam artist, claiming he is poisoning the community. Shapeshift and Kraken also delisted, citing community sentiment as the major reason to remove all trading pairs for BSV. And you could call moves like this market manipulation, but either way, I see it as setting dangerous precedent and really makes exchanges look biased when they support far less superior tokens and coins that are blatant knockoffs or designed to fail. What I am unsure of is why exchanges have no issue listing copied blockchains like Dogecoin, for example. It seems that centralized greed and biased views make decisions like these, and it is furthering themselves from the fundamental principles as to why this space exists in the first place. Now that we know how to purchase these coins, should we continue to stack, and is BSV a good investment? Well, despite the scandal claims and social sentiment being poor, it is hard to ignore the facts, and a lot of professionals are bullish long term for this project. Trading Beast, CoinLiker, Wallet Investor, and CoinSwitch, to name a few, all rank this coin from around $500 to $5,000 in 2025. Like all cryptocurrencies, this has to be taken with a grain of salt. The competition is abundant and very fierce. The space is filled with biased millionaires who think their project is seemingly better for one reason or another. Success is also in the hands of the project managers, and BSV's project managers have chosen the hard path, aiming for a fight against Bitcoin, which has more than 10 years of history of social evidence and development. There is no doubt that Wright and his friends have great ideas on how to improve the blockchain. Take, for example, the fact that BSV's block bandwidth is higher than that of Bitcoin's. However, it is unlikely that BitcoinSV will surpass the digital gold that Bitcoin is today. And from what I can figure out, the project's present task is mass acceptance of cryptocurrencies in general, which means these ideas and principles are accessible to ordinary people. And full disclosure, I am now invested in BSV. I do think this project has everything it needs to be a top 10 crypto in the next few years. I'm dollar cost averaging in over time, and I'm not in any rush to fill my bags, but I will take advantage of the dips when I see fit. I am unsure about this project completely overtaking Bitcoin, and I'm not necessarily looking for that to happen. Will it grow? Yes. Will it find more adoption over time? Most likely. And for those reasons alone, I think this is a no-brainer for me. I do think investors should highly consider it, but should remain careful when investing if they are expecting prices like Bitcoin's current value. Now, you could call me a big blocker or you could call me a fool. I call myself reasonable. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps me out.